Welcome to the Nurse Tree Arch Design Indiegogo fundraising campaign 2014. 2 years ago, I defined a project to help gardeners contend with extreme conditions here in Tucson, Arizona. This is the result of the fundraising we did last year to take what began as a shade arch and turn it into a greenhouse-like structure. I say greenhouse-like because this is a structure that comes apart as you need it to keep air flowing and closes up when you need to keep the air from drying your plants out. It's got a shade structure integral to the inside of it, and I got to garden with this all last summer. One of the results you see behind me, I was able to overwinter my tomatoes, and as a result, starting in February, I've been eating tomatoes. And they're delicious. So, where are we now? It's a windy day in April, and we've got one more prototype we need to build. This prototype will basically prove the manufacturing process that will replace this custom-built kind of approach that I used on this arch, on a display arch, and on Scott's Arch up in the foothills of the Tucson Mountains. When I put Scott's Arch together next to this one and then shipped it over to his site, it took about 200 hours that I logged to build that structure. It has a raised bed inside instead of what you see here, which is basically covering an in-ground bed. So I got the real strong sense this past summer that I needed to take the next step and figure out how to produce this in a more efficient way at a lower cost. That's what you're going to be helping me with and this project with when you pledge your support for the fourth prototype. This fourth prototype will be built on a computer numerically controlled, or CNC, table. It's basically got a router that's on 2 axes that cuts the components out in different shapes. I'll show you what I mean right here. Basically, I've spent the last few weeks figuring out how to do this, create these different designs for cutting out on a 4x8 sheet of plywood. I even built myself a model. I'll show that to you. Here's the model built out of plywood and cut with a jigsaw, so it's kind of rough, but what I really want to show you here is how this pins together. I have been able to get rid of all of the steel hurricane ties. This is very solidly built now. It's not going anywhere, and what's better, it goes together like Lego blocks. It will be very, very much more simple to put it together on site, or for the kit owner to put it together themselves. And that's what I've been after all this time. I really want to encourage you to get involved this time, because some of the pledges that, or levels of pledge that you can give, will result in you getting the first little handbook on how these things are built, as well as a 10% or 20% discount on order of shade arches when we begin to supply these in January of 2015. And also at the highest pledge level, to get my time consulting with you. So please do take your time right now to figure out what's right for you. And thank you so much for helping me to move this project forward. In a hotter world, gardening is one of the things that might go extinct here if we can't figure out how to keep our plants and ourselves cooler. Thank you very much.